Principal Sheep. Welcome back to your classroom. Today, I'll be teaching about human nutrition. First, I'll tell you about the terminology. The first thing you need to know is ingestion. That is the process of taking food into the body, basically popping the food into your mouth. The next word you need to know is digestion. Digestion is the process of breaking down complex material into smaller pieces. The third word you need to know is absorption, nutrition being absorbed into the blood. The fourth word you need to know is assimilation. This is the process where the cells use the food to release energy. The final word you need to know is digestion, the removal of undigested food. Now, I'll tell you about the main organs that you, as humans, use in the digestive system. First, your food goes into your mouth. Then it travels down the esophagus. Then it goes into the stomach, to the small intestine, then to the large intestine, then to the rectum, and then finally out your anus. In the digestive system, the main organs are the organs that the food passes through. Generally, the main organs for other systems are organs that are directly correlated to and vastly recognized as part of it. For example, for the circulatory system, you would think of the heart immediately, right? Now I'll tell you about the accessory organs. These are also very important. The liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. The liver makes bile. The gallbladder is the place that the bile is stored and then slowly secretes it into the small intestine. The pancreas makes pancreatic juice, which is made up of enzymes and digestive juices. The enzymes that it includes are trypsin, amylase, and lipase, all very key enzymes. Now I'll tell you about the different digestive juices. First, you need to know about the intestinal juice, which is lipase, protease, and Maltase. It turns fats into fatty acids and glycerol, polypeptide into amino acids, and maltose into glucose. The second digestive juice you need to know is gastric juice. This is made up of pepsin. It turns protein into polypeptide. The third one you need to know is pancreatic juice. It's made up of trypsin, amylase, and lipase. It turns proteins into polypeptides, starch into maltose, and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Bile, surprisingly, has no enzymes at all. It emulsifies fats. Emulsification is the process of mixing two immiscible things with an emulsifier to make an emulsion. An emulsifier is what helps mix the two immiscible things. There are two types of digestion: mechanical, or also known as physical digestion. This is where food is broken into smaller pieces mechanically. For example, ripping food apart with your teeth. The next one is chemical digestion. This is using enzymes to break down the food. Now I'll teach you about the different steps food goes through in your body. The first place you need to go is obviously the mouth. The mouth uses both physical and chemical digestion. The teeth chew the food into smaller bits. This is why it is physical, and the saliva breaks the food down with enzymes. This is the chemical part. Only the starch into maltose. But maltose still can't be digested either because it isn't mono, meaning the atoms inside it is a pair, not one. And the saliva only breaks down the starch. The saliva is also called the salivary amylase. The second place your food goes is the esophagus. No digestion occurs here, but peristalsis occurs. Peristalsis is the process of moving food down a long tube, your esophagus, into your stomach. I'll teach you more about peristalsis later. The third place your food goes is your stomach. Here, physical and chemical digestion occurs. Food mixes with the gastric juices. Then, the pepsin breaks protein into polypeptide with protease. Polypeptide isn't digestible yet either because it's not mono. Hydrochloric acid provides an acidic condition for the enzymes and kills any pathogens that enters. It's a 2-for-1, if you ask me. The fourth and arguably the most important part is the small intestine. This also has chemical and physical digestion occurring in it. In the duodenum, the first area of the small intestine, the maltose breaks down into glucose with maltate. The polypeptide also breaks into amino acids with trypsin. The bile from the gallbladder breaks complex fat into droplets of fat and then breaks the fat again further into fatty acids and glycerol with lipase. The ileum, the third area of your small intestine, absorbs all the nutrients. The last three aren't as important right now, but I'll still tell you about them. The large intestine is where your water and electrolytes absorbed. Then your food travels into the rectum, where the undigested food is temporarily stored. Then, finally, your undigested food reaches your anus. This is where digestion occurs. I have made a table of where the digestion occurs, the secretion of what digestive juice, the source where the digestive juice came from, the enzymes inside of the digestive juice, and what the digestive juice does. Please take a screenshot if you're interested. Now, you might get this question in your exams. How was the small intestine adapted to its function? I'll give you 5 points that you can talk about. It is very long. So, since it is very long, it gives more surface area to increase the time for digestion. For humans, it's 5 meters long. That's about twice the size of the world's tallest human that ever lived. It has villi and microvilli. It increases the surface area even more for faster, efficient, and thorough absorption. Villi are like finger-like projections that line the small intestine walls to increase the surface area a lot. They're so small, so many villi can fit into the small intestine. And they're really awesome. Here's why. They have a complex network of blood capillaries so that they can efficiently absorb nutrients and also make a difference in concentration for diffusion and active transport to occur. They absorb glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, and glycerol. They also contain a lacteal, which makes the villi able to absorb fat. Millions and millions of microvilli are on the surface of the villi to increase the surface area tenfold. So your small intestine, which is already really long, has lots of villi, which make it even longer, and then microvilli on the villi to make it even longer. That's a lot of surface area. Villi walls are only 1 cell thick, so that diffusion can occur way quicker. This is what villi look like. As you can see, there are blood capillaries that absorb glucose and amino acids. Then there's lacteal, fatty acids, and glycerol. And on the surface, you can see there is microvilli. And that is it for today's video. Please like and subscribe if you learned something new. 3, 2, 1.